Welcome to video 3. Free means free. Congratulations, your patient got out without buying hearing aids, but he did get a free Android tablet that you procured for him, and you ended up getting a few $100 in the process, so we called that a win-win. I think we can all agree that that worked out better than him leaving and not coming back for a decade. I need to offer a warning and some definitions here. Free, you remember back when there was some controversy about what the meaning of is. I always thought is, but free means free. You are forbidden by law, if you participate in this program, from taking one single penny for helping them do this, okay? Now, most people I know don't charge for hearing tests, but if you do charge for hearing tests, you have to make absolutely sure that the people understand that you're charging for the hearing test. You're not charging for the free Android tablet because the free Android tablet is free, and you're not charging for helping them fill out the form or for filing the request form. Number 4, paying for and or taking a hearing test does not qualify the patient for a free Android tablet. There are 2 requirements to qualify for the Android tablet, and here they are. Number 1, they must be a resident of Texas. And I said resident, not citizen. That's right. Illegal aliens qualify as long as they can prove they're resident of Texas. And the other requisite is they must have a disability that interferes with their access to the telephone networks. What does that mean? Well, it means, well, for you and I, we deal with people who are hard of hearing, and they can't hear the frequency range, most likely, of the telephones. And then that's, you know, a sense of frustration. It's actually a safety issue. But that's what we deal with. There are also provisions made for people who can't see and for people who have physical limitations. But that, again, that's not our bailiwick. Now, to look at me, I seem normal enough. But if you ask me to talk on a telephone, I can't use my coping skills. I can't take visual cues. I can't read lips. My heart rate increases. My palms get clammy. And just thinking about it makes me sweat. My anxiety level just skyrockets. This is my audiogram right here. And you'll remember, of course, the part of the speech banana that we call the intelligibility and clarity sounds. They're there. So good luck to me, huh? And this is an approximation of the phone dynamic operating range. So I'm still kind of hosed. So you're going to say, okay, well, what about telecoils? Okay, nice. Telecoils are nice, but everybody hates dongles and neck loops, and telecoils don't work with cell phones. You know that. I know that. Well, I've not come across a cell phone that can activate a telecoil in my hearing aids, and I don't even have any idea where to find one of those old ring magnet telephones that can generate 13,000 gigawatts to activate the system. So it doesn't work for me. If I'm on the telephone while driving, you're going to be sure that you're behind Ray Charles, or probably Helen Keller would be more like it, because I think Ray had pretty good ears. At least that's my impression of him. With an Android tablet, you can access the telephone networks because you can still text, you can FaceTime, you can Skype and get those visual cues. You can do messaging, and you can do all sorts of other things that are still coming down the pike. I don't even know what they all are. There's a cool free program that I really suggest that whenever you pass a free Android tablet on to your patients, you make sure they get a Gmail account and they get into Google, because Google's got Google Voice, and Google Voice will transcribe phone calls. Will take the message, just like voicemail, but then transcribe it. So then, you know, like here it says, hey mom, it's Daniel, I'll come by and get you, yada, yada, yada. Fabulous. Also, a lot of really cool gizmos will now, through Bluetooth or even corded, hook into your tablets. Of course, we've got the headphones here and the earbuds. But thankfully, the hearing aid makers are starting to get on board with this, and people's hearing aids are starting to connect directly via Bluetooth into their tablets. So awesome possum. Here's the the Aardvark Aviator Android tablet. It comes with the free hard case and keyboard, so that's always a bonus. And it comes out of the box ready to work with Wi-Fi, any Wi-Fi at all. If you want to, you can tell your customers, your patients, if they want to, they can the Android, the Aviator will tie into a GSM-based network, which mainly works if you're in the cities. But I'm going to tell you right now, Wi-Fi is so much faster. So if they've got if they can tether to their telephone or use the telephone as a hotspot, it works much better. There's just this ongoing battle. You know it, 2G, 3G, 4G. A lot of people actually have not reached 4G yet in their infrastructure for the telephone systems, the cell phone systems. So they're using what they call down here 4G LTE, which stands for long-term evolution, which means they didn't quite get to 4G yet. What happens mostly is that the tablets and the data plans and stuff, other than cell phones, end up getting regulated to 3G, so it's just not as fast. And while they're battling it out over 4G and 4G LTE, somebody's come up with 5G. It hasn't really happened yet, but you're seeing little smatterings of it here and there across the country, people trying to make that happen. What I suspect is going to happen. 10 years ago, there were two guys who came out. They got a lot of press, and what they were going to do, and they have since disappeared, by the way. But what they were going to do is they were going to send up a series, a ring in geosynchronous orbit of hundreds of these little basketball-sized satellites that would be Wi-Fi antennas or Wi-Fi, what do you call broadcasters. Those two guys have disappeared. I don't know what happened to them. But since then, two other guys have come out with the idea, and they both want to do it. Elon Musk is one, you know him from Tesla fame, and the other guy, Mark Zuckerberg from Facebook. Those two guys have taken up the mantle, and they now wanted to do the same thing, send up those hundreds of little satellites to make Wi-Fi available worldwide, which I think is a fabulous thing. I'm just not sure if Elon Musk or Mark Zuckerberg are creative enough or have enough money. Have to investigate that. Anyway, so the Aardvark Aviator is actually what's called a phablet. Now I have to explain this. At first, people were trying to classify tablets and telephones by their sizes. You can see here the 5 inches and less were called smartphones, and then tablets were 7 inches and above, and they were called tablets, but all the tablets wouldn't hook in. You couldn't make phone calls on all the tablets, and you couldn't do surfing very well on some of the old smartphones, so they put a group in the middle that had bigger screens that could then access the data packages that they then called phablets, because A, it would work as a tablet, B, it would work as a telephone, right? Cell phone. But the Aardvark Aviator is actually bigger than these. It's actually 10.1 inches diagonally. It's kind of, you know, what is it? Is it a car? Is it a truck? No, it's an El Camino. So the phablet's kind of the El Camino of the telephonic universe is the way I look at that. But I bring that up because, and I mentioned the Aardvark Aviator specifically because for you to get paid, you have to use officially sanctioned equipment that's on the list from the state. And if we bring up that list right here, you'll see two-way texting device, the Aardvark Aviator 10.1 octa-core tablet phablet is right there at the top. Retails for $649. Now you can buy that wholesale because you are a hearing health professional. You can buy that wholesale at aardvarkandson.com. Coming up, I'm going to talk about the vouchers that we get from the states that make all the money go around. We're going to look at some Rube Goldberg, and we're going to also investigate some poetry from Shel Silverstein. We're going to look at the acts of Congress, specifically Telecommunications Acts of 1913, 1934, and 1996. That'll be some fun. And we might even have some free lunch. Okay? All that available on the free training videos located on the web page of our sponsor, aardvarkandson.com, and maybe right down here, I'll put a link, if you're watching this on YouTube, to the next YouTube video, okay? But if you can't find it there, you can always go to aardvarkandson.com.